Well, hi. Hello. Well, today's a big day here. My name is Robert. I'm obviously an alcoholic, but today's 2 years. 2 years today. Official tissue. 2 years. I don't know. What can I say, man? 2 fucking years without a drink. That's crazy. I never thought I would last 2 minutes. I never thought I would last 2 days. I never thought I would last 2 months, 2 weeks. It was too much to ask me to put down a drink for 5 minutes. But now it's 2 years. And first of all, obviously I'm thankful to God, the higher power, but also it's just like I wouldn't be able to be sitting here in front of you guys if it wasn't for, my mother, if it wasn't for my sponsor, if it wasn't for, a few other people. And also, most importantly, if it wasn't for AA, it wasn't for these halls. These halls has saved my life. It just basically just came down to this. I was on the verge of just pretty much just death, you know what I mean? Physically, I felt sick. Spiritually, I was sick. I was just sick. And then, on June 23rd, I just had enough, man. Reached my breaking point. It took me, I'm 43 now. It took me 41 years to realize that I was an alcoholic. Countless, court cases, jail time, and, crashing out and doing the most. I finally just said to myself, okay, enough is enough. I need to try something new, and I just did. I attended like 270 meetings in 90 days. I was going to 3 meetings a day. And one meeting I constantly kept going consistently, even through my the early stages, was here. Constant vigilance. And me and Joe came in the same class. And, we were both quiet as a church mouse. Now, we can't even shut up for 2 seconds, But when I came in here, I was just, in the mindset of I just wanted to listen and just observe, and it's just from listening, you get it. It's not one specific message. It's not one person. It's just a body of work, And the more you keep practicing something, anything, you're just going to become good at it. Or you're just not, you're just going to wither away. But if you keep practicing, if you keep working at something, you're going to get it, I can't say that obviously that I am the guru and everything of AA, but no, I definitely understand the importance of obviously not drinking, going to meetings, picking up that phone. Those 3 things right there have saved my life. I'm always, I got a lot of numbers, a lot of people I can call, and obviously including my sponsor. I'm just, I'm really blessed. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a few people. And I know it starts and ends with me. But I couldn't be here if it wasn't for these people. I couldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, You guys keep me going, You guys always keep me going from your stories, everything. I wouldn't be able to go this long and this strong if it wasn't for you guys. And I really believe that, It's a each one teach one. I've met so many fascinating people, and some people that used to come here that we lost. But there's more to gain than there is to lose when you decide to, put down that drink. And one of the things I love about this, program is the desire. You gotta have the desire to stop drinking. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. I will say this though. I know for a fact that this thing that we do, it isn't easy, It's a day-to-day grind. And you stop drinking, life is not going to stop, you're gonna get pissed off. You're gonna get annoyed. You're gonna get aggravated. You're gonna, life is life. You're gonna lose a loved one or two. Things are just gonna things are just gonna continuously happen. And if, my thing is, drinking always made situations worse. And I just can't afford to make situations worse. I had to get therapy, obviously. I had to. Actually, it's kind of funny because when I first started, I would see my therapist regularly. Then when my therapist had to go, I just stopped seeing a therapist, and that was starting to slowly creep up with me. No, I didn't drink again, but just like little things like, in my character was starting to resurface again. So I actually got a new therapist now. Couldn't it saved my life. Couldn't even come at a better time. And I continuously go. I go to him. I see him like once every other week. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. 2 years. I still can't believe it. It just seems like it was just yesterday that I just walked in here, and I was just like, holy shit. I didn't have any expectations, right? Because my first meeting I went to was extremely boring, right? And it was just like, okay, cool. Here's an opportunity right here just to cut and run. You know what I mean? But I didn't do that. I just kept going. I just kept going. Because I needed this. It's not so much that I wanted this, but I needed this. It was either this or, back to jail I go. So, it was only one approach. It was just to go all the way with it. And I did. And it's just, I don't know, it's just amazing, man. I mean, we have a good situation here. We really do. We really have a great program. And I'm going to be forever in debt to it. Eventually, I do think about sponsoring people, but that's just way down the line for me. I'm still working on myself. But if I know this for a fact, if I could do it, pretty much anybody can. This is like a 99% mental thing. I pass liquor stores every day. I pass some of the liquor stores I used to go to on a regular basis. Pass them every day. But the thought of me going in there, purchasing a bottle, it just makes excuse my language, this makes my stomach just quease now, I can't even stomach the idea of even thinking about drinking, That's how far I've come. And I just know for a fact that this thing that we have right here works. It works. It works when you work, and if if you're willing to put in the work, your life will get better. And it's not obviously it's not an overnight. It's not an overnight thing. You got to continuously put in the work, continuously go to the step meetings. And that was a great thing when I started going to step meetings, because that's really like the meat and potatoes of recovery, And one of the steps that it's one of my favorites is always like the step 4, personal inventory, And because really just when you're willing to be completely and utterly honest with yourself, you take the steps in the right direction to healing, Because, man, bottom line, man, this disease wants to see you dead, It's just death, institutions, and that's it. And that's just not the life that I wanted to live anymore, So I just decided to make a turn. And what the thing is, it's just like, I'm not, I can't say I'm this brand new person. I'm still a prick. But I think that, it's my strive to be a better version of myself each and every day that keeps me going, And it's progress, not perfection. I slip up all the time. I say things I probably shouldn't have said, acted out of emotion, out of whatever. But as long as I don't pick up that drink and I keep coming here to meetings, I know that the person I used to be is not the person that I'm becoming now. So, yeah, I'm gonna mess up, Not so much the drinking. I'm gonna, slip and say some things that I probably shouldn't say. I'm gonna still, you know what I'm saying, probably flip a person off when I shouldn't have flipped them off, guys like Kenny, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, my brother from another mother. But the thing is though, it's the pursuit of perfection. It's the progress. That's what keeps me going. And speaking of Kenny, he's a wonderful man. He helps a lot of people. Very wise man. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you what, he's one of the reasons why I'm up here today. He's a great teacher. He's a great sponsor. And God's really granted him a beautiful gift. But I just couldn't emphasize enough that I wouldn't be able to do this by myself. Although it's me doing it, it's the support that I have surrounding me. It's a combination of all those things. And I mean, how I used to be and what I was. Yeah, I was definitely, a character, to say the least. It was just angry all the time, pointing fingers at her all the time. Never being accountable for anything. And living in denial. And a lot of other stuff too. But you know what though? That's okay. It's okay. You don't go in the woods for 15 years to come out in 5. You're not gonna be lost for 15 years in the woods and you come out in 5 years. This is a lifelong process. And I'm so blessed to be here, and I look forward to seeing some of you guys here Saturday for the real celebration. And thank you guys, thank you everyone, thank you so much. Thank you. That's it. Yes, it's a 7th collection.
Come on, give me this.
Oh yeah, boom, there you go.
I've got a card going on for you with my day. You
Okay.
Get that today or Saturday?
Saturday. Yeah, definitely. This Saturday. Oh yeah.